Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. Before we dive into the latest updates, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like this video. It helps us bring you the most comprehensive news coverage. Let's get started with today's top story. Steelers injury updates. George Pickens, Dante Jackson, Deshaun Elliott, and more. As the Pittsburgh Steelers gear up for a crucial matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday, the team is facing several injury concerns that could significantly impact their performance. Among the most pressing is the status of star wide receiver George Pickens, who is nursing a hamstring injury that has sidelined him and could keep him out of action for weeks to come. Before addressing Pickens' situation in detail, let's take a look at updates on other key players dealing with injuries. Safety Deshaun Elliott, cornerback Dante Jackson, and defensive lineman Larry Ogunjobi and Montravius Adams all remain question marks as the Steelers prepare for Week 15. According to Nick Farabaugh of PennLive.com, head coach Mike Tomlin provided some cautious optimism about their availability during his weekly press conference. Tomlin noted that Jackson, back, Ogunjobi, groin, and Elliott, hamstring, will likely be limited in practice to start the week. However, he expressed hope that all three would suit up for Sunday's game. Meanwhile, Montravius Adams, who was designated to return from injured reserve on November 27th, is also making progress. Although Tomlin did not confirm whether Adams will be activated this week, the defensive lineman logged 2 full practices last week, signaling he may be close to returning. The Steelers are not under immediate pressure to activate Adams, as they have until next week to make a final decision. George Pickens, a key concern for the Steelers. Turning to the situation with George Pickens, the third-year wide receiver's hamstring injury appears to be more severe than initially anticipated. Head coach Mike Tomlin revealed on Monday that the team made a prudent decision to hold Pickens out of Week 14 after determining his condition was more problematic than they first thought. "We wanted to see what he looked like when he got to the stadium and make a determination about how many plays we could reasonably use him in," Tomlin explained, per Dale Lally of Steelers.com. "But when we arrived, it was evident that the issue was more significant than we'd hoped. We decided to shut him down to prevent a small problem from becoming a bigger one." An MRI conducted after the game confirmed the extent of the injury, diagnosing Pickens with a grade 2 hamstring strain. This type of injury typically requires several weeks of recovery, and according to Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, it's possible that Pickens could remain sidelined through Week 17. The challenge is compounded by the Steelers' demanding schedule, which includes 3 games in an 11-day stretch. Sunday's clash with Philadelphia, followed by matchups against the Baltimore Ravens on December 21st and the Kansas City Chiefs on Christmas Day. Tomlin acknowledged the tough situation during his weekly press conference on Tuesday, stating that, if forced to make a call, Pickens is unlikely to play against the Eagles. "The injury is a little more significant than we initially thought," Tomlin admitted. Adjustments in Pickens' absence. Pickens' absence creates a significant void in the Steelers' offense during the critical stretch run of the season. However, it also provides an opportunity for other players to step up. Veteran wide receiver Mike Williams saw an increased workload in Week 14, playing 19 snaps, the second highest total of his Steelers tenure. Williams made the most of his chances, catching 3 passes on 4 targets for 36 yards, all personal bests since joining Pittsburgh. While the team will undoubtedly miss Pickens' dynamic playmaking ability, the decision to prioritize his long-term health reflects a strategic approach to protecting key assets ahead of a potential playoff run. "It's not ideal to lose a player of George's caliber for multiple games," Tomlin said, "but it's the best course of action to ensure he's ready when it matters most." What lies ahead? As the Steelers aim to secure the AFC North title, their depth and resilience will be tested in the coming weeks. The loss of Pickens is a blow, but the team is determined to rally behind a next-man-up mentality as they face one of the toughest stretches of their season. Stay tuned for more updates as the situation develops.